You know who loves Izotope? This guy. Everyone here at Ruinous Media can't get enough of Izotope's intuitively designed plugins for audio restoration, mixing, and mastering. This year, make a resolution to yourself to say goodbye to bad audio and hello to super clear, wide, dynamic, clean audio using Izotope RX11 and the new Ozone 12. Master every track's potential with their complete 20-tool suite. Go to izotope.com and use code FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. That's FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. And go to izotope.com. That spelling is izotope.com. I'd like to welcome our newest sponsor, Schecter Guitars. This holiday season, go over to schecterguitars.com and see what high-quality goodies they have waiting there for you. Premium feel and unbeatable price. See why guitarists like Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse, Robert Smith from The Cure, and Ernie C. from Body Count all love Schecter Guitars. A wide variety of styles and builds with high-end components and affordable prices for touring guitarists. Built to last. Go treat yourself and try something new you've always wanted to check out. Schecter Guitars has it all. Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too. That's kind of good. Welcome everybody to today, our show on May 4th. This is Hyphenate Halftime.
May the 4th be with you.
Exactly.
Randy.
This is our special Star Wars Day episode of the Hyphenate show. I am your host, Randy Randall, and my co-host, as always, is my young Padawan, 2B1 Kenobi.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
And I believe you said before the mics
rolled. The last great
Metallica song. Wow.
That was a good one.
What record was that on? I've heard that. Is that Load? Or Reloaded?
Or one of those. Saint Anger? Load? I don't know. I don't feel like I listened to the rest of the record. But it was the one where after, they had put out a bunch of whatever they put out. I don't know. Everybody kind of lost interest, I think.
Fuel,
as you do with a band after a while, after they've made their great records and then they're huge, and then they make a documentary about themselves and how much art they sell and all that stuff. But I feel like whatever that song came out, everybody looked at the speaker the first time and went, wait a second,
this is actually good.
Are they back? Is that the record that had the horrible snare tone though? So it had like
Fuel,
a dong,
Fuel I think was on Reload. Let's see, Fuel.
Okay.
Why isn't it telling me what record this was on? It was a oh no, it was a single. It was on it's a singles. It's not telling me the record it was on. I think it was on Load. The one that had the blood and semen mixed.
Oh, right.
I mean, they're trying.
Which is,
I think
which is by the artist. Yeah.
Oh, was that?
I don't remember. Andres Serrano, I think, the guy that did the Piss Christ.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in theory, this should be good, but I think what it is like with the Metallica thing is you always have Lars in the band, and I think that's always the bummer part of it. You know what I mean? I feel like they could be a better band musically and just artistically and socially and all of these things, but then you always got Lars there. And he's really there. He's not just there. He's like, it's sort of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like if you didn't have Anthony Kiedis, you might have a band, like that could do something or be interesting, but you always got the one guy. But I'm sure there's something.
You wouldn't have the Red Hot Chili Peppers though. Like right? They would not have been popular without Anthony, but they also,
because they wouldn't be as dumb and stupid and just cringeworthy. And there's something about that cringe which equals populism, and that's sort of like the big swing of it all.
I feel like sometimes also people, there are those things where you kind of feel like you're in on the joke a little bit. Like with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, you feel like, it's supposed to be like dumb and like skibbity bop a doop a dop doop bop a doop boop boop. And like the fact that it's so, I don't know what you would call it, like it's so on the surface.
Right.
There's nothing, there's like about the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing kind of deep. There's nothing artistically like, no, I'm trying to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Anthony Kiedis's existence in that band is like right on the exact surface. Like you get what you get.
Of a lobotomy. That's an audience.
He's like a good looking muscular dude who does his dances. He's got the long hair.
Yeah.
He's got the like creepy mustache. He's got the whole thing.
He's cosplaying as a creepy pedophile.
Yeah. And those dudes, and it kind of couldn't be a band where you have 4 more separate dudes that are doing 4 so separate things. Like Flea is on his own. Flea is I would say the most respected in the band, like by everybody, right? Everybody kind of loves Flea in a way of like, yeah, he's a goofy weirdo, but then he's like, well, he just put out a trumpet record and he played with Tom York in a couple bands, and then he plays with the symphony and he gives a ton of money and has this crazy school in Silver Lake, and
he figured out how to balance his ridiculousness with some sort of sense of service.
And when you hear him talk, like you're like, I believe that guy. Sure. Like he's a very believable, like he's right on his heart. Like his heart is right out there for you. You don't feel like he's lying to you. Like he's not making anything up. He's just being like that guy. And then John Frusciante is like the funk / rock guitarist that is like some kind of virtuoso, but then he keeps just making Red Hot Chili Pepper songs, but he's like, but have you ever seen him play his own stuff?
No.
You ever see John Frusciante?
No, I've heard those records, some of them. But
the first record I was a huge fan of, which has some problematic, parts to it or whatever. When he made his 4-track record when he was on heroin, when he wasn't out of the Chili Peppers, and supposedly the idea was making this record, and then Rick Rubin still came over and like helped him facilitate it. I don't know, didn't really help him get off heroin, but helped him facilitate kind of an amazing 4-track. Like it's a pretty amazing, like the sounds and the tones and some of the lyrics are a little problematic, but there's like the record itself is really great. His later records I didn't really get into, but he did like electronic records and stuff. But one time, and I don't know how I ended up there, but that he played at oh my God, Troubadour. He played at the Troubadour. And this was probably, I don't know, early 2000s. And I was like, yeah, I'll go see John Frusciante at the Troubadour. He's all cleaned up. He's not, he's no heroin. He's not in the chili. He's not back in. And he sat up there and he played some of his stuff. And then he just started taking requests from the crowd, but of other, in a good way.
Oh, okay.
Of like, what do you want me to play? And it'd be like Fleetwood Mac, blah, blah, blah. Ripping.
Whoa.
He knew every single song that anybody said. And he played it live by himself or like with a band, and like beautiful, amazing. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, this guy's a genius.
You just kept thinking, what if there was somebody scatting over this with their shirt off? Like, this could be really good.
Yeah. I need someone to be singing about California though. Like there's nothing like,
it's not quite, the formula's not all the way there. Yeah. What if there was California funk?
Yeah, a young girl doing something in California in a funky way. But it did make me sense like, oh, this is why everybody loves John Frusciante, because all of those musicians or whatever, they've seen that side where he's music.
Like,
and just like ripping beautiful songs of like slow songs. Then he'd play a heavy song, and then he would do, and he note for note, everything was pretty pretty remarkable. And then you have Chad, what's his last name?
Smith.
The drummer.
Smith.
Chad Smith. And he's also the guy that everyone's like, oh, he's probably one of the best rock drummers living. Like, he's the best. And then he just wears his backwards baseball hat and loves sports.
It looks like Will
so
Ferrell.
You're like,
yeah,
looks exactly like Will Ferrell. And you're like, yeah, these 4 dudes couldn't be different. How did this band happen? This is crazy.
It's so funny.
I don't know.
It's so funny.
But there you go.
Yep. So yeah, happy Star Wars Day to everyone who celebrates out there.
Yes.
I was so happy when they created all these dumb holidays for things. But the one I'm bummed that last weekend was Aliens Day on April 26th. The 4/26 was always supposed to be Aliens Day, and I feel like
why
Disney,
is that?
Because the name of the planet that they first land on in the first Aliens movie is called LV-426. And so 426 became the Alien Day. And I'd gone to some cool events in the past, but I feel like now that Disney owns Fox, they're sort of, pumping the brakes on the Alien promotion and just keeping it for because it's all for Star Wars, because Star Wars now is the next week.
Oh, right.
So I imagine that's probably how.
So like we can't put all of our promotional
2 dumb science fiction movie things, buying 2 different things. And also, I don't think there's a new Alien movie out. I mean, ultimately, all of this stuff is just to promote new product, and they have the Mandalorian and Grogu coming out in a couple weeks. So I think that's what all ships are pushing towards that adventure.
Isn't it weird that all of these holidays really are created for products, and then eventually they just become real holidays, like Valentine's Day.
What if exactly, all holidays were just created to sell products, and then it'll be.
I mean, you look at Christmas and how like Santa Claus was created by Coca-Cola, like the idea of what Santa Claus is now.
Yeah, how we interact with it today.
Also, for all of our young listeners, close your ears. Close your ears. Santa Claus is real. I did this once and ruined this for my kids.
Oh no.
Where I was talking about Santa Claus, because I thought, okay.
Yeah, you knew.
Yeah, I thought one of them had mentioned like, oh, Santa Claus isn't real, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, oh, okay. And we kind of talked about it, but then they forgot that they
forgot that they didn't know.
And so for a while, and I said like, Coca-Cola with like Santa Claus with the red and the white, and the song, the coming down the chimney, all that stuff was created for the Coca-Cola ad campaign kind of Christmas thing. And then one of the kids was like, what?
Dad?
And I went, wait, what do you mean? And I was like,
you're the one that told me.
What do you mean? And they're like, are you saying Santa Claus isn't real? And I was like, buddy, we talked about this. And then it was just tears.
Oh no.
I was like, no, I did it. But whatever, they figure out. I still have to be careful at school because we have 6th graders, and some of the 6th graders are still like on the fence.
Still blue pilled by Big Coke.
Pilled by Big Coca-Cola. They're still on the fence about it, and I do have to remember to like not talk about it.
Keep it non-denominational.
Not talk about Santa Claus. When you watch them, like you watch the kids going, what do you think about Santa Claus? And like, I love Santa Claus. What a guy. He's like bringing gifts. He's got these reindeer. I want reindeer.
Yeah. I wonder if you could like deflect into it. You're like, Santa Claus is cool, but who's really cool? Jesus Christ.
That's a couple of my students. I've had a couple weird altercations of like, how am I supposed to, as a public school teacher, how am I supposed to talk about this subject?
I think you're not. I think that's the whole point, right? You just gotta go, hey,
it's
that's something you should talk to your parents and religious figures in your life. I think that's a place you should talk to them about it.
Well, it's more like when people, because the kids there's extra time and they'll draw on the whiteboard or something, and then I'll walk over there and it was like, Jesus loves you, huge on the board, and I'm like, huh.
Okay.
And then I erase it and they're like, why would you erase that? I'm like,
like, well, there's no gang graffiti allowed on the board, and this represents
yeah.
a small minority of violent individuals who have inflicted violence on the world for centuries in the name of their leader, who may or may not be real. So we're going to go ahead and just say this is it's problematic.
I've gone back and forth. I've had some kids in, who are like preach to other kids and yeah, but I've also, at first I was like, what do I do? Blah, blah, blah. And now it's like,
whatever.
It's like,
you should just offer
you guys can sit and talk about the Bible
it's like,
as
you
much
just,
as you want. It doesn't matter to me.
You should offer like an equal platform. Like, okay, if we're going to talk about the Bible, we're also going to read Slayer lyrics. Just so you know. So
the opposite of the Bible.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about all the Jesus stuff you want. I just wanted to let you know that there will be equal time. We do observe the equal time rule here.
Have you seen the interviews with Tom when he's Araya? Like, with Tom Araya, when they're like, well, what do you feel when you're singing these lyrics as a staunch Catholic?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it can get a little uncomfortable. And like for your whole life, you're like singing songs about the devil and like all these things. And inside you're like, God, it's okay. It's just a band. It's just a band, God.
But, but again, it's the same side of the coin. Like if having a belief in that sort of thing, it allows for the existence of the other, right? You know what I mean? If you believe in heaven, then there's a hell. It's a dichotomy, right? It's a dyad. And so, but the real scarier thing would just be like, oh yeah, there's nothing. None of it exists. Like that's fake and that's fake. Like at least by talking about the devil, you are enforcing, a Christian centrist point of view. That if even if you're just singing about the devil, then you have to, that presupposes that there is a God that exists versus all the other kind of non-secular music, or secular music that's just like, oh, I don't, none of this shit's real.
Yeah. I don't know. It's about love and trying to buy cars.
Oh, that's what I was going to say about cars. We said, like, how could you like erase it off the thing? I was like, I did buy a used car once when I was, young in my 20s, and it had a Jesus fish on it. And it was the kind of thing like, I don't want this on there, but I also don't.
But am I going to get?
I don't know if I feel.
I take it off.
I also don't know if I should take it off, and that's even worse. So I just kind of left it on there. Like, well, it's a used car. Like you just buy, if you bought a car with bumper stickers, it's the car you got. And I figured you kind of blend in. But I remember I did cut somebody off once on accident, I think. And the guy like came up to like, the next stop sign of the red light, like, this is not very Christian like of you. I'm like, what the fuck is that have to do with anything? And then he's like, you got the fish on your car, bro. And I'm like, oh no. So I think I just flipped him off, and I was like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, you like it says in 1 Corinthians, thou shalt not cut someone off in traffic.
Yeah. Thou shalt not drive so early on a Sunday morning when you're without coffee. You're not really awake yet. Like, wait, huh? What?
I do want to see that moment though when Carrie King brings Tom Araya the lyrics and goes like, and Tom's reading it and he goes, does this say God hates us all? You want me to sing this? And Carrie King's just laughing, going, oh yeah. Like it makes me think that he's writing the lyrics just to make
piss him off.
Tom, just to make him uncomfortable because he thinks it's funny. He's like, I don't believe any of this stuff, but you should see Tom the first time he has to sing this.
It's pretty true. Oh my God. I think Jeff Hanneman wrote a bunch of the lyrics as well.
Did he?
He was the World War II guy.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Had certain interests. I just like how it looks. Just like the way it looks. It's such an interesting symbol. It means peace in Hindu.
Oh, Slayer.
I've heard.
I saw that they're getting back together. I guess it's really just Carrie King and Tom. They already did the farewell tour, but this is like a what are they calling it? I don't know. Some kind of fest or something, like a re-farewell or something.
Who's playing drums?
Whoever they had last, I'm sure. I mean, Dave Lombardo's been out for like 30 years.
Yeah.
At this point. They had the other guy from Exodus in there for a while on the other side of it. I don't know. We'll see. But again, it's one of those bands at some point you're just like, okay, it's as long as it's Carrie and Tom, then they can call it, Slayer.
Yeah, man.
But
it's gonna be whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Why can't that happen to Metallica? Why can't Lars
That's amazing.
get kicked out and actually put a good drummer in there?
Lars is gonna live forever. Yeah.
Just imagine what that
Lars is so healthy. But you've seen his dad, like his dad in those things. His dad looks like the most healthy, like 90-year-old ever. He's got that Slavic. Is it Slavic or they're
Danish.
Like from?
I think they're
Danish, right?
Yeah,
Danish, and like I feel like that whole area with the spas and the hot tubs and everything else, the cold plunges,
like they
elves. Just live forever. They're just like these little elves. They are kind of elvish.
Yeah,
it is true. And he's like, yeah, man, I don't even have to know how to play drums. I'm just up here. I'm just talking. I'm just like, come on, man, it's cool.
No, the Lars is, you don't understand.
Yeah, man.
You don't even understand. I was the best. This was all about me, and this is my band. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Love it. Okay, so we had
Metallica.
last week on the show, we had the new Metallica on Leor. Two friends from Nashville and New York. And did you get a chance? Did you look at any of their Instagram or hear any of their songs?
Yeah, I listened to it. Yeah, it was cool.
It sounded great.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
definitely all of their like the bands that they talked about and the influences and everything. When you listen to it, you just go, "Yep,
that sounds right."
Like
sounds
late
good.
90s, early 2000s. New York / everywhere else, indie rock. Kind of
Guided by Voices, cool. Sonic Youth. Yeah. I think there was. It's funny because I don't know if your algorithm is like this, but I mean, I'll be, you're just scrolling through, you're like, it's a band. Yeah. All right, I don't know, it's okay, I get it, but but just seeing their thing, it just kind of caught me offside. Like, these guys sound good. This is actually like music I would listen to. This is music I have listened to. This is referencing things that I think is cool, and it's not like a play for some kind of, I don't know, it didn't feel commercial in a way, which almost feels like antithetical to the whole endeavor, you know what I mean, of like promoting yourself through like an Instagram type platform. But I was like, they seem to be doing it in a way that this is not like grinding on my like brain.
It seems fun.
Yeah.
And I think too, like the way that he put the videos up and like the little edited vignettes of kind of maybe existing video or maybe video he shot, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
But that's very late 90s, like when Super 8 kind of came back, and like Modest Mouse and Built to Spill and all of those bands were kind of using that
embracing
old.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was analog at that point, but it was also right at that moment where everything was kind of going digital, like where websites were starting to kind of be a thing, and everyone was getting email and everything was going digital.
Those little like V8 camcorder things that you do skate videos
camcorder
with,
stuff,
fish eyes and things. Yeah.
Yep. But then also like Super 8 was starting to come back, and those cameras were starting to show up in thrift stores and stuff. And so people were shooting old film and putting it together. Even snowboard films and skate films were starting to have those little vignettes in between the skate parts that was Super 8 footage or old 16 millimeter footage of like people walking really fast across crosswalks and traffic.
Sure.
And, because you'd be out shooting other stuff and you're like, well, I'm not going to waste my Super 8 footage on skateboarding because they're going to not land tricks, and I have 3 minutes to shoot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot something that I know I'm going to be able to use, and then we're going to put it in like vignettes in between. And it felt very much like that, like the little vignettes that they have for the videos on Instagram and stuff.
Totally.
Yeah, it's cool.
Totally. Yeah, it makes sense. I know John Miner is always really good at like shooting, Super 8 and stuff, and still does to this day. But it was just cool because you could like push the colors, or it would, kind of scratchy. It would always look cool.
It gives it just makes it look historical. It makes it look like this can stick around. It's not like not of the time.
Right. Yeah, kind of otherworldly, but it also grounds it in a way. It feels very tactile and physical. I saw this interview or this little clip on Instagram where it was the guys from They Might Be Giants, and they're talking about their early music videos, how it was like the 80s, and again due to kind of just like budget restrictions or just what they had available to them, they shot on like black and white Super 8 or even like 16 millimeter stuff, and they edited it like film. It was like this was the early 80s, but just based on it, like being shot on film, they just looked professional and kind of looked classic and timeless, even though they did it for next to no money. And this was the early days of MTV, and they talked about like turning on MTV and it'd be like Madonna, you know, like $1 million video, or Michael Jackson, you know, these big high production values, and then would cut to theirs thing. And he was like, it stood on its own. You know what I mean? Like you could just watch, you turn on MTV in 1984 at any point and you could see They Might Be Giants black and white kind of art. And he's like, it looked classical. It looked like almost like an art film, or like a, you know, like the European kind of like art house, you know, sort of experimental film compared to all these other ones. And it kind of looked cool. It made them look cool and sort of helped their career. But it was one of those things. It wasn't really designed or really thought of in that way. It was just like, oh, we need to make something cheap, and that stuff was cheap at the time.
Yeah. What was that interview on? Because I just listened to an interview with the main,
John Flansburgh,
the main guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know.
But it was on some podcast, and it was pretty interesting. And then I went to listen to I think they have a new record, and I was like, yeah,
that's not good.
No, this isn't. I like some of the old They Might Be Giant stuff. I definitely respect it for what it was, like weird. I always felt like it was weird. It's like these guys came straight out of science and history class and were like, you know what, we should make a band. And it's like, we're really good at writing like rhymey stuff with historical context that nobody knows about, like Istanbul and Constantinople.
Yeah, they're so good.
And making it really, but then when you find out that they wrote like all of the like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and like they wrote all of those
theme songs,
like between them and Mark Mothersbaugh.
Yeah.
Like they pretty much had you either go to one of those two. You go to They Might Be Giants or Mark Mothersbaugh if you want like children's programming that's interesting.
Yeah, Rugrats and everything else on Nickelodeon. But I love that song "Don't Let's Stop." That was a great song. Don't let's stop.
So good.
Yeah. I have such a, I think as I get older too, the stuff that felt too old for me in the 90s, like I felt like I was a kid and there was music made for like people in their like later 20s and 30s. And I was like, I'm too young for this. Like, I think I've talked about this before, but 10,000 Maniacs. Like, this is really made for like people who are in graduate school or something. This is made for people who 100%. I was like, I'm way too young for this. Like I've just figured out how to get, wear flannels and ripped up
I
jeans.
Need something heavy and easy to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I felt the same way about Pavement.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When I heard
which makes sense. Yeah. That's kind of,
because I was like, I don't understand why my friends like this band, even like Guided by Voices, Pavement, all that stuff that was like, I was still just coming out of listening to Bad Religion or like Pennywise or like all this because I'm like skateboarding and snowboarding and like I need something that just makes me want to rage.
Yes.
I need something very simple that I can go. That's all.
Bad Religion thought of themselves as high-minded folks, or at least Greg.
Well, yeah. Well, but I mean, but musically though.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was very like still kind of punk, still simple.
3-chord.
And then they talked about science or whatever, science and politics, which was good, but also like propaganda, right?
Oh, sure.
Like,
that's sophisticated.
That's where I was. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also made you like really angry.
You needed pop punk hooks.
Made you want to jump around. Yeah, it made you want to jump around and then when everyone was listening to these slow like Dinosaur Jr. and Pavement, and I'm like,
guys,
this sounds like country music to me. And then later on, it took me a good 15 years.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
to listen to it, and all of a sudden it popped in, and I went, oh, this is like music. There's like complexity to the music part too. Like there's complexity to the lyrics, there's complexity to the music, and you kind of have to listen to the other songs to understand kind of where the lyrics are coming from a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be kind of a joke, but then it's also serious, but it's also play on words. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely was not. I was not there with all my college buddies who were, maybe they were pretending to like it because it was also cool for the older kids to like it. And they were like, no, this is like,
This is the real shit here.
This Pavement band, this is a cool band, but they were really going home going, I have no clue what's going on here. I do not understand all these play on words by all these big, fancy, big city types.
It's so
That's how I still feel. But now I'm all listening to like slow music in the car lately.
Oh, yeah? But you could listen to slow music in the car. That's pretty good. Like, what do you mean by slow? Like Godspeed You Black Emperor?
No. I was into that at that point because that's also like instrumental. That's also, I feel like it was like instrumental stoner rock. Like that's also very simple to feel. Even though I was not a stoner, but I would definitely listen to the like anything that you would have to, that people would get real stoned and be like, this is the band, man, like Pink Floyd, whatever. Like I was into that too. Okay. But I feel like that's also simple because they're playing on your emotions of like, no, man, we're just chilling out. Or like you don't have to think. Yeah. You just like, you sit back and go like, I don't know, man. What is this world all about? What is it? Where are we? I don't know.
It's so funny because I liked
it doesn't make sense.
I liked experimental music and I liked, quote unquote trippy music, but I never locked into Pink Floyd. I think for that reason, because it kind of felt like the Anthony Kiedis of psychedelia.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like,
it is
like,
a bit.
what? Yeah. Oh, you're comfortably numb. You're just like floating in space. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The song kind of sounds like wee, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
I was like, you need more than that. Like, you're not really grounded in anything. You're really just describing the surface level. Like, what if we saw colors in the sky?
It's very college. Yeah. It's college bro music for sure. But I also I locked into that when I was like 15. Mm-hmm. That was like,
oh, yeah, sure.
And so when you listen to The Wall for the first time when you're 15, it just sits there and it's like, I don't know, 3 chords over and over again.
There's not a barrier of entry. Yeah.
Kind of the same context, 3 chords in the majority of the songs.
You kind of got the context is this is cool. Look, did you see the cover? It's a prison, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like A minor, E minor, G or whatever, like over and over again. It's great. It's awesome. But then what stuck me with Pink Floyd is that like I listened to that, like the Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall pretty much only, right? That for years. And then years later, maybe even after college, someone told me like, oh, well, did you ever listen to the Syd Barrett stuff?
Well, that was fun. I did like that.
I'm like, I don't even know what are you talking about? They're like, oh, before before everything, you have Syd Barrett and you have all like Pigs on the Wing. You have all of these other like in between all of that. And so now that's the stuff like, I'm like, I have a bunch of good, I love
those Syd Barrett records are great too.
The Syd Barrett records are weird, but then even right after Syd Barrett and you have like more, you have all the animals, you have animals, you have all of that stuff.
For 60 years, Heel Sound has provided innovative, professional, quality sound for stage, studio, broadcast, and podcast. Grammy-winning artists and sound engineers worldwide trust Heel microphones for their legendary sound. To find out more about the full line of Heel microphones and products, visit heelsound.com. That's HEILSOUND.com. I'm using a Heel PR40 microphone right now.
I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I'm at. So that's where I'm at with Pink Floyd now. I mean, I'll still. Did you know the great Pink Floyd fact from this year that that this is we're getting into conspiracy.
I love it.
So
okay, let's go.
The exact amount of time that it took for the Artemis 2 to go around the backside of the moon. What? From when they lost, they lose communication. It's like 44 minutes and something. The exact amount of time that the Dark Side of the Moon record.
What?
Yeah, exactly. To the second.
No way.
And they're like, no, this has got to be conspiracy. They're making this all up. There's no way it was exactly 44 minutes and 4 seconds or whatever.
And you could put your weed in there.
Yeah, and and then they could have also... was it Dark Side of the Moon that goes with Wizard of Oz also?
I think so.
Yeah. So that means that they could have also played the Wizard of Oz for the full time that they were around the Dark Side of the Moon, which is what they should have exactly done in the Artemis, was to watch Pink Floyd or to watch Wizard of Oz with Dark Side of the Moon playing as they went around the backside of the moon, that would have I feel like that would have maybe that would have cosmically destroyed all conspiracy theories and then brought us back to reality.
Reset.
I feel
we
like
need a conspiracy
that's
theory
the reset, the great reset.
Yeah. Right.
Perfect. We've created the new one.
We've looped it back around.
We need to make an AI video of the Artemis 2 astronauts watching The Wizard of Oz with Pink Floyd.
Or what if the astronauts were just dressed up like the characters from Wizard of Oz, listening to Pink Floyd, jamming to Pink Floyd with the bong.
Oh my God.
And blacklight posters in the little capsule.
This might be one of the best prompts ever created. Let's go. I mean, we could just do this right now. Prompt on the show.
Well, there, go for it. Yeah, I could. It
would be done by the end.
I could. I could fill some time.
Yeah, it's easy. We're not doing anything.
Well, you at home, go ahead and type the prompt in. Artemis.
Please. Best prompt
astronauts
wins.
Yeah, and then tag us at Aaron Farley. Right? Is that your at Aaron Photo?
At Aaron Farley.
At Aaron Farley. At Randy S.
Just
Randall.
Aaron Farley.
And find us on Instagram. So tag us in the thing and hashtag Dark Side of Oz.
Dark Side of Oz. Yeah.
But for real.
Artemis Dark Side of Oz.
But for real this time. Like really real. Like no. Yes. Like it's like real.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, it was fun talking with John and Travis from On Layor. Oh, and then I like the idea, I feel like this was also one of the more successful sort of like I'm going to just send you songs and we're just going to like make a record kind of vibes. Because I feel like it's been theorized, and I'm sure it's been done, but actually like, writing and recording songs and then just sending it to your friend and they finish it. Then it comes out.
Impossible.
Like, you're right.
It's a pretty much an impossible feat.
But it's one of those things that's like, it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard, but it's one of those like cosmic difficulties in life where it's way harder than you think.
Yeah. Finding the time, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
And a job, you're old enough to where you actually have to make money to pay for things. You don't just have extra time during your day to make music.
And send it to friends and expect them to then, send it back to you and for any of it to sound good at all.
Yeah. Well, and I like what you said too. I think that a lot of people feel this way, especially when you get older, is that you love the creating music. You like getting together with people. You like playing it live. You like recording it, but you could care less about putting it out. And I think that is, I think that's a tough thing with being creative, because a lot of times people are creative and that they're not marketers. Like you're creating for the idea of creating or to get together with your friends to make a thing, but you're not, it's tough when it comes to selling.
Right.
Like you're selling it.
Well, and it's so frustrating too, because then I think, we're sort of sold this bill of goods of, well, how many tickets did you sell? How many downloads did you get? Yeah. How many followers do you have? Like there's some kind of like data driven justification for your existence. And if it's low numbers, then there should be shame attached to it. Or there should be like, well, no one listens to this. It's like, well, then it's not a success and you're a failure, or the art isn't good. And you're like, but that was never the point. I just wanted to make it. And, to have some kind of like commercial potential attached to your weird, music. It was like, but this was never commercial music. I wasn't trying to sell out a stadium. I wasn't trying to even go on tour. You know what I mean? Especially as you get older, it seems more realistic to just be like, no, this is kind of about it. I should have 10 things, but you didn't have to spend, $1,000 pressing up 507 inches. So, it's like, okay, this is fine. It just lives on a server somewhere. It's on Bandcamp.
No biggie.
Yeah, this is great. It did what it did. I released it. I just think we still kind of come from, I think our generation is that the pressure, that pressure of selling out or not selling out or, but it's like, well, I don't want to sell out, but also but I want people to hear what I'm doing. But then the only way to do that is to do that. You know what I mean? It becomes this cognitive sort of like trap.
There's the business part of it.
Yeah, there's no real way to feel good about it. Or maybe that's just
everything
me.
I've done.
It's like, but it's like, I did all this stuff. I did all this work. I got it up on a website. I did the thing. It's on the streamers. Okay. Now there we go. And you're like,
and it still says less than 1,000.
Oh, is that what it says? Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay,
yeah,
sure.
That's all the Saber-Tooth Tiger stuff. I'm like, someday one of them is going to say 1,004.
But like, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? If it's like, you know, it's like you're gonna go listen to Metallica, "Give Me the Fuel" song. Like, do you care if it's like 7 million or if it's 2 million? If it's 10 million? If it's 10,000? Yeah. Like, what difference does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? It really like even like the back of like Rolling Stone or whatever, they'd have like the Billboard charts or something, or they'd have they'd have rankings or something. Sometimes you come across it and it's like, this isn't nothing. Even like the college radio. Oh, they're peaking at college radio. And you're like, it really has nothing to do with me and how. If I'm a fan of me, if I like the music, I just like the music. I don't need to know how many people across the globe also like this music. If anything, it would bum me out. It's like, oh, they kind of seem like there's too many people like this band. I thought they were a cool band, but they must be doing something shady to have that many fans.
Well, and like promoting themselves,
right? Yeah,
they must be promoting themselves.
They must have a deal with.
I hate them.
Yeah, they must be placing ads online.
Well, they have all this time. Oh, you got all this time to promote your band,
or some kind of sponsorship or something. You know what I mean? Like, must have done something, some kind of sellout move to have tons of fans.
Yeah,
you know,
this is where we bring in Blue Chew.
Right?
No,
yeah.
But they, I feel the same way that sometimes like things will come across, like you said, across your algorithm, and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like whatever they paid for some kind of ad to hit up everyone that has listened to this other band.
Sure.
Oh, you must like Pavement. You should listen to this band, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll hit the listen now sometimes. And then sometimes those bands, it's like 1,200 plays. And I'm like, oh, they're putting a lot of money into this promotion.
Yeah.
You know, like somehow it got to me and you only have like 1,500 listens or whatever. I'm like, huh, where? And you're from like, Tennessee, or if it's like some kids from like, how did I end up on your algorithm? But it does make me, sometimes I'll just go through, even on Spotify, I'll go through like if it's like kind of a newer band or I'm kind of like that band, and I'll go through if you like this band, you'll like these bands. And there's like the people. And so then I'll click on all those bands, and cause I really do like listening to new music more than stuff I've heard before. And then, I'll find a band like, oh, this is cool. And then it has, 6,000 listens or something. And I'll feel very proud of myself.
you discover something new.
I'm gonna say follow.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I discovered something new and whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go back and like, oh, now they have 12,000. I was right.
Yeah, you were on it. You got in on the ground floor.
Yeah. Lila found a band like that once, and they're from San Diego. And God, I'm forgetting their name right now. But it was cool. It was very much sounded like 90s kind of emo-ish Northwest kind of, Modest Mouse kind of whatever. And she's like, I found them when it was 1,100 listens, and now look, it's up to 1 million.
Whoa! Oh, good for her. Good for them.
It wasn't 1 million, but it was a lot. It's like 60,000,
sure,
100,000, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever that any of that means.
Again, yeah, that means
they got $12 for listens.
They went from $5 to $12. They like more than doubled their income. It's huge. Yeah, man.
I like that. Yeah. I still like that part.
Yeah, I just feel like we're in such a funny spot where I appreciate anybody doing what they're doing, because there really is a million reasons. Like, of all the work that takes to make any art, especially today. I mean, it's always been hard. It's not like today's any harder to make art. It's probably easier, but just still to make the art and put it out there, it's like, great, you did it. Like, I wanted that's just the celebration of that. Just the fact of like, okay, you made something and you put it out there. I feel like I'm constantly having that battle within myself of like, having realistic expectations, or just having that sort of feeling of like the making is the goal. Like, I made this.
Totally.
Everything outside of that, like, I just don't really have, I don't find artistically satisfying, because there's no art really to that part of it. It's just like cool. I just want to make things and then, put them on my table at the farmer's market or something. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I don't even want to pay for the table at the farmer's market. Like, nah, I got it. It's on my hard drive somewhere. I did it. It's fine. Like, because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, totally. And I follow all of these like folk art or I'm starting to. I guess
cool.
I followed one guy and now I get all this folk art stuff. And it's fascinating watching that too, because I'm like, I think that's more me. Like, I like that idea of finding a barn full of pottery that some guy just made for like 40 years and no one ever heard his name.
Yeah.
And then they end up finding like, oh wait, that guy was giving away the pots to his friends for like 30 years and these are all the extras. And then they go around and they find all the stuff and
put
like,
a show together.
Oh my God, he made 20,000 jars, and they're all weird and they all have a little nose on them or whatever. They all have like the
signature
thing, and they're like the signature, but nobody knew about it. And then we're finding these things in other people's barns. And I do think I'm like, that to me sometimes seems more just my personality or like where I'm at, because I do like that art for art's sake, or creation for like, it's like my mom used to just do watercolors for, she would get into these, she would do carousel horses. And so she would draw a carousel horse, pen and ink, and do these watercolors and just give them to her friends all the time. And then, but for years you'd go into every single person's house that we knew and they had like a little carousel horse, like in the kitchen or in the living room or whatever. And I felt like it was her little thing of like, yeah, I want to give these gifts. But she also was like, I just have to make something. I have to like keep myself busy. And I got this idea, and then it became butterflies, and she was doing these big like butterfly things. And then it was like fish, and she would do different tropical fish, and everyone had like little fish painting and whatever. But then eventually you're like, yeah, I've done hundreds. She's done hundreds and hundreds of them, and they're just in people's houses, and like, you should make greeting cards. And she's like,
yeah,
why?
Yeah,
I just want to make, like, I'm happy enough making them. I don't need to sell them. Yeah. That part seems stressful.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally relate to it. I mean, we went on tour to the Kohler Museum, the people that make the toilets, Kohler.
Yes. And I love this story.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the folk art thing. You know what I mean? This lady just put all of her money in there. It was like, 4 airplane hangars, or 4 football fields stacked on top of each other in this warehouse of just the most amazing stuff. And you're like, that makes sense. There was a folk art museum in LA on Wilshire over by LACMA. Did you ever go to that one?
I never went. Is it still there?
I have no idea. Maybe.
I feel like it is, because now that's redone like LACMA the spaceship area
into a whole different zone. Yeah, the David Geffen spaceship has landed.
Yeah, between LACMA and the George Lucas Museum, it just looks like
the age of spaceships,
a UFO landing zone.
I can't wait to go to the George Lucas. The art of narrative art, Museum of Narrative Art.
Yeah, Museum of Narrative Art. Yeah, I like that idea. George Lucas is a weirdo. I like the idea of weirdos making museums.
I feel like that's what it used to be, right? I mean, this was, the Guggenheim, all of these things, I mean, they were just rich weirdos, and they had a bunch of art, and they knew they were going to die. Yeah. So build a building.
They felt bad about destroying the earth by pulling all the oil out of it or whatever. And they're like, well, you know what? Let's give back. Sure. Let me get some tax incentives.
Getty.
I'm going to show all my plunders. Like, well, at least your plunders are out here for everyone to see.
Exactly.
I'm here for it. Whatever. Humans
could be
weird.
Worse? ?
Yeah.
Could have tunnels.
I mean, it always could be.
The satanic pedestrian rings built under all of these museums that connect everyone.
I mean, listen, I follow a woman on Instagram who is in New York, and she is mining. She's mining underneath her house. And so she started digging through her basement and realized, I don't know what she's mining for, or if she's just building a tunnel. I can't quite tell.
I've seen Tunnel Lady. I didn't know is she in upstate New York? Or
Tunnel Lady? Maybe.
Okay.
Tunnel Lady,
I didn't
right?
know
This is the woman.
I never attached New York to it, but okay. Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like it was upstate New York, but maybe I'm wrong, because I kept thinking like,
I think she's a geologist, or she's an engineer, and this is like her.
She's a genius.
Project. Yeah.
Because watching her do this, I'm like, hey, you're doing all this by yourself.
And you're going to die in this.
In a matter of, but also in a matter of what? A couple years? She's only been doing it for a couple years. I'm like, how have you by yourself dug like hundreds of feet of tunnel, and you're putting up reinforcement. You're
blasting
pouring
charges.
concrete.
She has dynamite down there. She's totally doing it. Yeah.
And she's using rebar. She's doing all these things. I'm like, hey, how is all of this information held in your head to where how you know how to do all this? But B, you're doing it by yourself for what reason I don't know. She's like, and then she's got the train tracks coming out, and she's got
mine carts.
It's like Indiana Jones, like the carts pulling out stuff. She's like, I have 14 tons of rubble that I've pulled out by myself. And you're like, hey, that's so much weight. And how is this happening? And then I just watched a thing today where while she was waiting for her permits, she went to a quarry and she's pulling out. Did you see this one? No. She's pulling out stones, and she's got a whole drill set up, and she's like pounding things. She's cutting
reinforcements,
these stones. And I guess, I don't know what she's doing, but again, it's like 12 tons of stone sitting on right next to her. But I'm like,
it's a lot of money.
That's humans.
my thought. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's a lot of money. She must come from money or
have access to lots of money.
I don't know how anybody makes any money.
No, it's none of my business.
But no, it is none of my business. But also you're watching this and you're like, yeah, humans have the capacity to do absolutely insane things, so much crazier than any other animal. I feel like, and that's just where we're at. I don't know. Humans are strange. But
people
that woman
are strange when you.
She also
that's the other thing. You have the Doors. Fuck the Doors. I feel like this is the most basic ass bitch band. Like, whoa, what if people were strange? If you're strange, whoa. I'm the Lizard King. Like, come on.
I could do anything.
Yeah, maybe back then that was interesting, but don't fucking keep listening to the Doors. It's 2026.
Listen, if you listen to the real conspiracy theories, all of those people, their parents were intelligence agents, they were groomed.
That makes it far more interesting.
Destroy the 60s.
Oh my god!
Yeah. The new one that Dave Grohl's dad was an intelligence agent with Courtney Love's father as well, and they were building they were plants to create Nirvana. To destroy the Seattle scene and destroy music.
Sounds about right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure.
That one popped up on my algorithm. Also telling you what my algorithm looks like lately is my algorithm will create insanity in anybody. including myself. Good thing I'm like teaching kids during the day that it grounds me in a matter of minutes. Yeah. I'm like, real life does exist. Sorry.
Yeah. It's not a simulation. Sorry.
No.
Everybody plug into your Chromebooks and stare at the screen.
Yeah.
This is not a simulation. Everybody just
Can I go to the bathroom?
No.
You just went to the bathroom. No, I went, but I didn't go to the bathroom. Wait, why didn't you end up at the bathroom? Well, and he's found out he has been caught saying that he actually went to hang out with his friends and didn't go to the bathroom. No, I was okay. Wait, I saw. Yeah, that's what I deal with all day. So
that is
like, this will ground. This brings me right.
But
back.
Almost that gives you more foundational support, more leeway, more of a loose tether to then explore the outsides of the furthest reaches of your consciousness.
Yes,
while you're not locked into a systematic classroom. System.
Yeah, I can't just sit in my house and freak out all day that the alien warlord reptilian Middle Earth
Hollow Earth people
the Hollow Earth people who somehow are also from the Andromeda galaxy and can do time travel, but they're also stuck in the Hollow Earth, and they also live at the bottom of the ocean.
Sure.
In Atlantis, and they're also like they pretend to be dolphins, but they're also mermaids.
The dolphin condos.
But those are the dolphin condos. The guy that went down for 12 days and somehow built a city in 12 days. But the dolphin aliens needed human intervention to teach them how to build, even though they're aliens. which they should know how to build, because they have the ability to create a bubble around the person so that he can live underground for 12 days, but they can't build the city of Atlantis somehow.
I feel like everything just became weekly
because maybe they don't have arms. Maybe
right. I feel like everything just became weekly world news, like Bat Boy sort of stuff. Everything. Where it's just like, but you get it like every minute, like minute world news.
I do think that the real conspiracy is the fact that all of those companies, the social media companies, have figured out that if they send all the conspiracies to the top of all algorithms, like if anything hits conspiracy level, it goes first.
Yeah.
That if they do that it actually keeps people so entertained and
chasing their own tails. They don't do any real research.
Yeah. And that they don't think anything is real, that when all the real conspiracies of the money conspiracies and the people who are in charge, when those come up, they just get put in that barrel.
Right.
And then people go, oh, well, this is real. It's all real. Wait, none of it's real. Wait, it's all real. Yeah. And it gets so confusing that they're like, it's real. The fact that you guys aren't talking about gas prices doubling in the last
Trump
year.
And Epstein files. No one's still been prosecuted for this real
and the fact
world, horrible cabal of powerful
and
people.
The fact that all of the food in the world is twice as expensive, but it's even cheaper to produce it. And so they're actually just making double the profits, and there's no way to fight against it because we don't have unions anymore. Have fun with the reptilians.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck, everybody. I know
good luck.
I got suggested to follow like Bill Gates on LinkedIn. I was like, oh yeah, it's the guy that gave a STD to his wife. Like,
yeah.
I just like, but they're still just like, but hey, Bill Gates is out in the world. Go ahead and make sure you follow him. Is everyone updating their Microsoft? Did you get the Microsoft update? The guy that gave his wife chlamydia from sleeping with a prostitute? Next in the island? Oh, yeah.
You know that guy.
It's fun. Isn't it fun?
Whose dad is also nefariously linked to some like right wing, like maybe white supremacist thing or something.
Oh no,
allegedly.
I hadn't heard that. Okay,
I mean,
but good for him.
It definitely popped up on my algorithm somewhere. It's all there.
It's all there. Just do your own research.
He's saving the world. He's like saving the world from communicable diseases, but then he's also creating the
5G mind control.
The 5G like mind control. He's also trying to reduce the population, but he's also trying to help the population. Yeah.
What a complicated man. What a time we live in.
What a time. What a time. Too much information. Too much real and unreal information to deal with.
Yep.
And we're all just we're here.
Yeah.
Or are we? We might be in a simulation. That's the other part.
You gotta love it.
We either do or we don't exist. That's where I'm at.
This is the existential question.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everything isn't real, but then I'm also just here going to work and stuff.
That's it. Yeah.
Whether it's real or not, I think
I love
it's fine.
What does that mean? Like we live in the worst part of the apocalypse, where the world is ending, but you still got to go to work.
Yeah.
It's like, if the world was ending, I didn't think we'd have to go to work anymore. How's this? Why do you have to pay bills and live through an apocalypse?
Yeah. No one knows. It just
just keep swimming.
It's happening.
Just keep swimming. Just keep going.
Just keep swimming. But also, it's like, it's fine.
Sure.
I guess.
I also just think everybody has an apocalypse. I think you get to a certain age. I think there's the personal apocalypse, which is a good band name. And then, and then there's also, because everybody, you reach a point where you're like, oh yeah, this is all roads just lead to death. And and you start to really like look at it and go, well, but the world was different. And it's like, no, the world was always ending. And there was always, those kinds of things. And it's like, oh yeah, right. It's just,
there's the better parts and the worst parts. And this is, it is easy to say when your city is not being like bombed into rubble, or, you don't live in one of those places where it's much worse than this.
Sure. It's easy to conflate your personal experience. Yeah.
Yeah, but then sometimes in the places where we do think that it's bad, and then you go and you see the people or talk to people, and they're like, no, the people kind of seem happier than a lot of the people that I deal with on a daily basis. You know?
Yeah.
I do remember this as a kid and being in like church youth group and stuff, and we went and did raised money, and then we went and like built houses in Mexico. We lived at this orphanage for a week, and we helped the guy that ran this orphanage with some other kind of local people, and we built these houses for a couple families. And it was a really great experience, especially as a kid. And my takeaway from it was that a lot of these people that we're helping or whatever, like they would, like, the people in the neighborhoods would come and offer us food, feed us, and like, oh my God, I'm going to bring over my stuff. We're going to make everybody food. And it was great. And the neighborhood, like, everybody was awesome. And I'm like, my main takeaway was like, yeah, almost everyone there that we were quote unquote helping, much happier and more content than the majority of the people that live in our neighborhood. More helpful, more lovely, more like, they were all like, the community was much stronger as a group, like just happier people in general. And yeah, my takeaway as a kid was like, oh, maybe I don't live in the happiest place in the world.
Yeah, maybe like money doesn't buy you happiness. Maybe it's not about the money and the physical things
and the things that bring the communities together is a little bit more like, I don't know, when there's a little bit more struggle, or there's a little bit more of like the things that would actually, like, people need to band together as a group to help each other, is actually a little bit more there's a more, and this is the union thing too. Like, when there is a union, people can complain about unions or whatever, but it does like give like strength. The strength in numbers gives a little bit more of that community, like, well, okay, it's time for us to all go out and make sure that if one of us is getting a raise, then all of us are getting a raise, and there is the sense of that community actually builds people, and a little bit more separation of everybody, like every man for himself, might kind of destroy your soul a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're social
from
beings.
What I've seen.
Yeah. Just speculating here. Just running up the flagpole.
Speculating. Yeah. Might be one way to get over this, get through this thing, is to band together and
help, support your neighbor.
Yeah.
I mean,
support your neighbor, have some help, share.
Yep.
Give each other lunch every once in a while. Bring over some brownies.
Mm-hmm. Listen to Slayer.
Say hello. Listen to Slayer together. Holding hands.
Bring it all together. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, good. We should end it there. We did it.
Yes.
We solved it all. All right. See everybody next week. Go to where do you go to? Go to
Hyphenate halftime
at gmail.com. Yeah, send us notes. Send us what you're up to. You can find Aaron at Aaron Farley on Instagram. I'm at Randy S. Randall. And give an artist money. Go see somebody who's making art and just give them $20. I mean, high
five your neighbor.
That might not be enough, but you can still just give them $20, and then he could tell you, oh, actually, that painting's like $400. You're like, oh, cool. Yeah. Well, here's 20, and then but still, it's a down payment.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, couple bucks here and there helps.
Yeah,
Buy a T-shirt.
There it is. Awesome.